Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. In today's episode of Qur'anocietics, where scientifically or mathematically related verses are carefully examined, we are going to analyze the wisdom behind the fifth pillar of Islam, which is, of course, Hajj. That is the glorious religious pilgrimage to Mecca. But first of all, we should register in our minds that chapter 22 of the Quran is titled the Hajj, which happens to be the fifth pillar of Islam. Therefore, we've gotten ourselves two numbers with regards to the Hajj. The number 22, which is the Hajj chapter number, and the number 5, which of course Hajj is the fifth pillar of Islam. When we sum 22 and 5, we get 27. Interestingly, when we check verse 27 of Surah Hajj, that is the pilgrimage, we happen to find the only verse in the whole chapter that mentions the word Hajj. The verse says, وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا وَعَلَى كُلِّ دَامِرٍ يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ, which translates as, and proclaim to mankind the Hajj, or the pilgrimage. This is a classical example of how the Quran accurately goes hand in hand with the practical form of our worship, and this proves again that all the numbers attached to the pillars of Islam were not randomly selected, but calculated and selected with the highest level of perfection. It doesn't stop here. Since the Hajj, which is of course chapter 22 of the Quran, is done in the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, that is Zulhijjah. When we sum all the months from 1 to 12, we get the number 78. This means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 up to 12, we get the number 78. Perfectly enough, chapter Hajj happens to have exactly 78 verses. It is as if Allah decreed that since the Hajj rituals are performed in the 12th Islamic month, then the whole chapter would be assigned a verse number that has a connection with the number 12. And what best way to do that than to sum all the numbers from 1 to 12 to arrive at the number 78. Taking a step further, we ask ourselves what the 78th prime number is, and we find that it is the number 397. By the way, prime numbers are those numbers that cannot be divided except by one and themselves, and they are essentially important in this world of our modernity because it is with those set of numbers that messages are encrypted. When we check the number 397 in chapter 3, that is Ali Imran, verse 97, we find the only verse in the Quran where Allah emphatically states that He has enjoined the pilgrimage upon mankind. And the verse says, وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا, which translates as, and Hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca, to the house of Kaaba, is a duty that mankind owes to Allah, those who can afford the expenses. After simply seeing these clear proofs, a sincere and sensible, sound soul is certain that these substantial signs are nothing short of divine, from the one sovereign Lord of the seen and unseen, He who created everything. Until we meet again for more analysis of scientifically or mathematically related verses in the Quran. Before then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.